Christmas night, 1996. Boulder, Colorado. A 6-year-old girl went to sleep. She never woke up. Her name was JonBenét Patricia Ramsey, beauty pageant champion, 6 years old. On the morning of December 26th, her mother found a ransom note on the stairs. Hours later, her father found her body in the basement. She had been strangled. Her skull had been fractured, and someone had left a 3-page ransom note demanding $118,000. The exact amount of John Ramsey's Christmas bonus that year. That was December 1996. It is now 2026. 30 years. And no one has ever been charged. But in 2026, that may be about to change. The Ramsey family had just celebrated Christmas. John Ramsey, CEO of a technology company, had received a $118,000 bonus from his employer just days before. His wife Patsy, his daughter JonBenét, his son Burke, 9 years old at the time. By all appearances, a perfect Christmas night. Early morning, December 26th. Patsy Ramsey came downstairs and found the note. 3 pages, handwritten, addressed to John Ramsey. It demanded $118,000. It warned, "Do not call the police." She called the police. 7 hours after the note was found, John Ramsey went to the basement. He found his daughter. She had been strangled. A garrote was tied around her neck, made from a broken paintbrush handle found in the house. A severe skull fracture, cause of death, asphyxia by strangulation, combined with blunt force trauma to the head. She was 6 years old. Boulder police initially focused on the Ramsey family, but the investigation was compromised from day one. Crime scene contamination, evidence handling errors, and a department that refused outside help. A grand jury did vote for indictment in 1999, but the district attorney refused to sign the charges. No one was prosecuted. For 12 years, the Ramsey family lived under suspicion. Then in 2008, new DNA testing technology changed everything. A genetic profile was recovered from JonBenét's clothing. An unknown male, a full DNA profile. Not a member of the Ramsey family. Not matching anyone in the FBI's national database of over 1.6 million profile. Investigators gave the unknown male a designation, UM1. Unknown male 1, UM1, was found on JonBenét's clothing and under her fingernails. He has never been identified. He has never been matched in any database for 16 more years after 2008. UM1 remained a code, a ghost, a question mark. Until now. In December 2025, investigators announced something that had never happened before in this case. 119 items of physical evidence, either never submitted to a laboratory or tested only with 1990s technology that left key questions unanswered, were submitted to one of the most advanced forensic laboratories in the United States. The Boulder Police Department assembled a 5-person task unit, 2 original detectives from the 1996 case, a forensic geneticist on loan from the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, an FBI violent crime analyst, and a new lead investigator assigned specifically for this phase. Among the newly submitted items, the remainder of the cord used to bind JonBenét's wrists, a second section of the paintbrush handle that formed the garrote used to strangle her, and several swabs taken from JonBenét's clothing. These swabs had been stored in an evidence refrigerator that malfunctioned in 1999. They were presumed degraded, presumed destroyed. They were not destroyed. The laboratory's internal report described the material from these items as minute but reproducible, sufficient for YSTR sequencing and mitochondrial DNA analysis. Two methods that can determine whether DNA originated from a single male, .0.3s, or from multiple possibly related individuals. Partial genetic profiles had already been isolated from two separate items. The full comparison testing was underway. In August 2025, Boulder police made a quiet move. They assigned a new detective to lead the JonBenét Ramsey investigation. His name, Kenny Beck, a former deputy sheriff from Alabama, a patrol officer who had worked for the Auburn Police Department before joining Boulder PD in 2023. According to investigators who have worked with him, he approaches this case with singular focus. What makes this new phase different is scale. For the first time in this case's history, artificial intelligence tools are being used to review the evidence. The numbers are extraordinary. 1 million pages of documents, 40,000 individual reports, more than 1,000 witness interviews, 2,500 pieces of physical evidence, spread across 17 states, 0.125s, and 2 foreign countries. Private investigator Jason K. Jensen, who has worked on this case independently for 29 years, met with Beck multiple times. Jensen told investigators, quote, "New eyes mean new perspective. The Boulder police had to look at this case differently. He's running like a sprinter, and he's all over the JonBenét case." And in January 2026, Jensen went further. He issued a public open letter, addressed directly to the killer. It read, "The police investigation is getting closer to making an arrest. This is the year." But the laboratory is only part of the story. In late 2025, investigators received something they had not expected. New testimony. From witnesses who had been children in 1996 and who had never told anyone what they saw. Until now. 2 former neighborhood visitors were children in 1996. One was 9 years old. The other was 11. On the afternoon of December 25, 1996, Christmas Day itself, hours before JonBenét's murder, they saw an adult man they did not recognize. He was standing behind the Ramsey home, in the back alley. He was carrying a small duffel bag. And according to both witnesses, he appeared to be studying the back of the Ramsey property. Their statements were recorded on body-worn cameras by detectives. They'd have been turned over to a forensic artist. That artist is currently developing an updated composite sketch. The sketch will be released to the public after DNA results are announced. The two timelines are now linked. The sketch and the DNA. both waiting on the same result. The evidence is in the laboratory. The witnesses have spoken. The detective is working. But there is one more piece of this story. The father who has waited 30 years finally speaks.